It's Upside DIY. I'm kind of gonna show you guys using this level. I measured out most of the sump before I basically glue in 2 of the baffles. I had to you know think of kind of the materials I had. I had some of these you know, acrylic pieces, I guess. There's 4 of them, and I just cut them yesterday. Then I cleaned this aquarium. There was glue. I siliconed the bottom trim on, and there was some glue around there. So I'm going to show you guys all the little tips and tools. It's pretty much, it just takes probably, doesn't take too long to try to build this and things. So far, first you gotta clean the aquarium, and a good thing to use for cleaning aquarium is actually shaving cream and a knife and a towel. So inside my bathroom, since it's a really small aquarium, first you know, wipe down the aquarium and things, get whatever looses off. Then you could just put some shaving cream on it, spread it around, and then use a knife, because if you use a razor blade, it might slip and really cut and damage your hand. So, you know, something solid, and this worked good. It's basically, you know, just for you know, scraping off, and this shaving cream works pretty good. So you scrape off one side, and then you can scrape off the other side, and then do the same thing with all 4 sides and even the bottom. This is if the inside of the aquarium is pretty clean, which you clean the inside with vinegar. You could try shaving cream, but I just use shaving cream just to scrape off you know, stuff off of plastic or glass. And then after, you know, you scraped everything you can on the outside, just wipe it down, and then you'll see some spots that you could rub a little harder, and then it'll actually pretty much clean up a lot of the silicone and everything. And then you can even use this on the inside, and these rags are pretty good. These are pretty much shop rags, and they're pretty you know, they clean off stuff really nicely, especially with soap and rubber. So then the tank's clean. I got the acrylic plastics cut to size. Just 4 baffles, a low and a high. I want the high baffle towards the middle, which is actually going to be on this side, the inner side, close to the edge. It's roughly 5 inches on both sides, and then 10 inches in the middle. So this aquarium is pretty much 20 inches long. Then after I got the 5-inch mark, you know, which is going to be the outside baffle, I just basically had this nice level available, and then I could see, you know, how straight things. I had to adjust even the 5-inch line, because I was measuring off the trim and things like that with the tape measure, and then putting the tape on the outside just as marks of references. But by using a level, I got to see the straightness, and the thickness of the level helped me figure out, it's pretty much 1.5 inches or something. Figure out the place for the inner baffle, which is going to be low, and I did that. So it's all measured out and things, but so it's gonna actually work good, because I'm gonna actually have to use tape, I would think, to make a straight line on the inside. So by keeping it on the outside, throughout the whole project, I can really reference the straight lines, and then actually have to pretty much use 2 pieces of tape on each side, so that's only 4 pieces, but you know, and then I'm gonna have to actually put 4 pieces of tape on each corner to hold this straight, and then put some silicone on it first, smear it out first, and then pretty much you know, and then pretty much having to let some dry first, and then maybe go for a final step. It's going to be real tough. If you know, I'm not really patient with it and things like that, it turned into a mess. So I got to really keep in mind to use tape guide while gluing these baffles. I could actually, you know, after you know, smoothing out the silicone on the tank and the I gotta actually get probably a popsicle stick to really smooth it out, finish, and after that I can remove some of the tape and just scoot it to the next you know, line in the baffle. But hopefully it comes out clean. I'm not going to do it on camera, but once the first baffles are in, I'm going to be able to use these blocks. I have approximately 5 of them, but they measured out, I actually measured the height of the baffle. It's going to rest, one side is going to rest against the inner baffle that's going to be dry when I do the outside, the higher baffle. And one of these is going to have to be cut in half, so I could do 2 sides at once. So I'll have 2 and then a half of one. And it's approximately 3.5 inches, and it's going to help me hold the top baffle up high. I can try to do it sideways and this and that, but this seems to be the most the better. So I'm gonna have to kind of you know, adjust this, and then basically it's a pretty soft material. I kind of found it, and it looks, you know, it looks good for this job for now, but you know, only if like gravel filters and things were kind of you know. So I would actually have to, you know, I might be able to, while, you know, to install these baffles, I might be able to, because if I put silicone on there first and while I'm installing this baffle, it's going to get really messy. You might scrape some off. I might have to install the baffles first and then just squeeze glue where I can, and because that's just how things are with you know, trying to glue in silicone gaskets and seams. It just depends, but for this one, or for most DIY things, you gotta go on your own experience and have and figure out the better step to doing things. But this is pretty much lined up straight, and you know, with me having to, you know, line up the tape, line up the baffle, you know, install the silicone, and you know, try to put the baffle in the right position, that might not be a really clean job for and it might waste some time. But the thing is, there's such a small space right here. It's going to be really tough to figure out exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to rest first, and then, you know, really focus on doing a good job, I would think. So since I'm going to actually have to cut one of these, the styrofoam at the bottom, I'm going to have to cut one in half, and then I'll be able to do 2 baffles. But it's pretty messy. So because the size of the fit and things, I would actually have to use a popsicle stick. Maybe have, you know, it's tough. Maybe do a small bead on both sides. Every silicone job, it's practical. It's not too dangerous because you can always remove, you know, some of the silicone when it dries and things. It's just applying it and getting a good. So basically, I'm going to show you guys the silicone that I have, the gun, which is practically right here. So I'm going to actually, and I'm going to have to dig out some popsicle sticks. So I guess I got some of my, this is a 3-plug headphone jack. It's got a microphone on it. This is a Samsung and this is a Skull Candy. So I gotta put this down to the side to get into the suitcase. And I've been taking apart this phone that I found. It was kind of smashed up on the road, and I kind of took it apart. I got 2 little small cameras, I don't know. And this board is still tethered up. So, and I guess this is the drawing of the sump pump. And then I got a cover piece for this, which should be this broken piece of acrylic that maybe some of you have or haven't seen. It's a 1/4 inch clear, and I should have enough of the material left to make a 1-piece cover, and it won't bend and things. I might have to put a hole in it. I just got to figure out, or maybe have 3 separate pieces that just fit on top of the aquarium or the sump. So in here I've got a bunch of craft, mainly non-metal, and then I should have some popsicle sticks in here if I could find it. I found a filter bag. So this is pretty neat to have sorted out, and I could just go to. Maybe I put the popsicle sticks in a different box, or I haven't sorted out the popsicle sticks yet, which looks like what happened. So I got a bunch of random DIY. I have a lot of stuff that I find and things, you know, and I just keep them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I probably have at least 20 areas that I still haven't sorted out, or you know, and they got, you know, just weird stuff that I gotta clean and try to fix up and sort out. Some light bulb, you know, just practically interesting stuff. So I'm pretty sure there's some popsicle sticks in this thing right here. I still have to clean up, but there's some right here, popsicle sticks. But sorting out isn't that hard. Once you get it all in one place and have an idea, like these plastic trays and stuff, I could use them to hold electronic wires and connectors that might seem important. This for a TV display and things like that. So I try to keep at least a little bit organized and sorted for now. I would like to have little boxes and briefcases, you know, and clear plastics to store things. There's actually something LED right there. So yeah, back to the sump stuff. It's going pretty well. I might have to just tape one side first, or either hold it and then just basically lay it in there first and then run silicone, like a bead of silicone on one side and the other, and then add some tape to one side at a time, and then just leaving the tape there, and even leaving a messy job and things, but not too messy. Most people do have like really good glue that's going to really dry fast. I can try something like that, but I just haven't planned it just yet. Like this like this Gorilla Glue. I can try to, but the thing is when it's drying, it's going to drip and stuff. Silicone doesn't really drip that much, so that's why I'm going to use silicone, is because it's not going to drip and make a larger mess. So thanks for watching YouTube, and I'll see you guys next time. It's the 10-gallon sump that I'm going to start building. Thanks, bye.